My name is Yi Shaoliang. So I worked in ICIMOD as a senior natural resources specialist and also the coordinator for the High Life. And I'm also the focal point of China. So China promises to peak its carbon emission around 2035 and also achieve a carbon neutrality economy at 2060. So this will be achieved through a wide range of systematic changes and reform from the philosophy of development, governance institutions, industrial restructuring, financial policies, to energy diversification and land uses. So some of the midterm actions include setting up mandatory targets for carbon intensity for economy, developing action plans for carbon peak, speed up the carbon trading mechanisms, and implementing green financial mechanisms, and developing and implementing climate adaptation action plan. Such changes will bring great new opportunities for the rural mountain areas, especially for those provinces in the western part of China. For example, one major measure or areas of investment to reach carbon neutrality is to increase forest cover and improve the forest quality and health of rangeland. And those areas are in the mountains. So mountain communities benefit from increased jobs, payment for ecosystem services, or better environment, and improved supply of NTFPs and fodder. So one example is a large-scale development. Another example is a large-scale development of new energy, like the wind energy and solar energy. So wind energy and solar energy are mostly developed in the mountain areas, in the lands of local communities. So China had many very successful modalities in which the companies and government partners with the local communities to develop wind and solar energy and supply it to national grid with shared benefits. So such projects provide jobs and incomes for local communities. Another areas benefiting from local communities actually can also benefiting from carbon trade. So many farmers in the mountain areas are benefiting from the carbon trade scheme in which they actually trade the carbon produced from their forest with the factories which are producing carbon dioxide. Like in the first part, the government has a lot of policies and programs for this. So some of them are very relevant to the Western provinces on the ground. So I can share with you a few concrete examples. So one is government paying the farmers for changing their land use practices for ecological benefits. So China for years has been giving cash incentives to herders, to farmers in the mountains and water source areas, and fishers along rivers and around lakes, to support them to make more sustainable use of their pastures or forest or rangelands or farmlands and fish resources. So such cash incentive have become a major source of income for many households. So this is one example. It's benefiting a huge number of local people in the mountains. And another one I can say is a poverty reduction through ecological protection programs. Most of the poverty in China occurs in the mountain areas of conservation priority or the ecological safeguard areas of China. So with China's increasing investment in conservation, a large number of household members from poor households are hired as forest rangers or workers on the protected areas or environmental monitors. So besides in areas where ecosystems are extremely fragile and the people are very poor, so the poor households are relocated and resettled for achieving both ecological conservation and human development. So another example I can also give you is what they call the government called local workshop for local products for local employment. So this is also a very successful program implemented for supporting people in the mountain areas. So the government is in partnership with enterprises to set up workshops in the mountain areas to produce goods based on local resources. So this helped to turn local resources into products for markets and also increases local employment and income. So another area what I can see is economic restructure because to achieve this carbon neutrality, so the government has to restructure economy from like carbon intensive economy to low carbon economy. So tourism is a major area, especially ecotourism, mountain tourism is a major area which can help the country to achieve this purpose. And the mountains are the major venues having the major resources for ecotourism. So ecotourism, nature tourism is used as a major drive to revive rural area and also reduce the gap between rural areas and the cities. So China is supporting mountain communities to develop this rural tourism as a way to shift it from carbon intensive economy to low carbon economy. So this creates a lot of jobs and opportunities for mountain people, enables the mountain communities to reduce their dependence on extractive use of local resources and help the transformation of China's overall economy. So we can see from a few areas. One is the scale of China and China's effort. So will produce a regional and global impact because we can see like the China's policy covers the whole country and the economy. So in this case, definitely what is happening in China so will have big impact in the region, also in the global level. And another aspect, definitely we can see China is moving forward in a lot of areas like which can be used as lessons or experiences for other countries. Like China's pioneering experiences lessons in areas such as like green financial systems or green credits or natural assets auditing and carbon trading. So those kind of practices can really provide lessons for regional member countries. And besides, the success of China's goals also depends on its collaboration with the partners in the region and in the global wise. There are a lot of good experiences in China and also in other countries in the region. So what I think like for us, like ICIMOD, what we can do is first we also need to study, to see whether those practices are really good. And based on these studies, we can see whether the practices are sustainable or it is only applicable in China or it can also be in other countries. I think based on this kind of things, definitely we can have exchanges with our other countries. We can organize one is for example learning, regional learning, and we can, if it involves the technology transfer, so we can also bring the partners together to to explore such opportunities. Definitely ICIMOD is a good platform for this. It's a duty and it's mandate also, and it is also in a very good position to do this. I always believe in the region we have 8 countries. Each country has its own good practices and good experiences. So ICIMOD is in a very good position actually to promote such regional learning. By this way, I think the regional practices, not only from China, can be spread into other countries, but from Nepal, from Bhutan, from all the other member countries, can also be spread, disseminated into China and other countries.